So today, we are talking about one of the most epic transformations in the history of sports venues. I'm talking, of course, about Real Madrid's Santiago Bernabéu. It's been under construction for 4 years, and what they've built is, well, it's just on another level. But here's the thing that's so wild about this project. This wasn't just a facelift. The big question, the central challenge, was absolutely massive. How in the world you totally reinvent an iconic stadium in the middle of a packed city while it's still being used, without, just knocking the whole thing down and starting over? And the change? It's just night and day. You had this historic landmark from 1947, a proper classic football stadium. Now, it's been completely reborn as this futuristic arena. That old open-air vibe? Gone. Replaced by a mind-blowing retractable roof and the slick steel facade that wraps around the entire building and can light up with images. The whole place can become a giant 360-degree screen. It's not just for football anymore. It's a full-on 365-day-a-year entertainment complex.
Okay, let's really get into this. To get a sense of just how big a deal this project is, you have to understand the history here. We're talking about a stadium that is just as famous as the team that calls it home.
I mean, this has been the home of Real Madrid since 1947. And sure, it's had some work done over the years. They added a roof for the '82 World Cup, went all cedar in '92, but then came 2011. And that's when the club gave the green light to the most ambitious plan in its entire history. This was the moment that set the stage for a total reinvention. So, what was the real reason for such a radical, expensive change? Well, it all started with a vision. A vision that went way, way beyond just 90 minutes of football on a weekend. Real Madrid's president, Florentino Pérez, wasn't just thinking about building a better place to watch football. No, he was thinking about building a financial powerhouse. The goal was to create a venue that was alive, active, and making money all year round, not just on the couple of days a month they had a home game. And this is pretty much the game plan for how they're going to do it. The new Bernabeu is built to host huge concerts, massive corporate events, you name it. They're even bringing in other sports. Yep, the NFL is already scheduled to play there. This is all about turning the stadium into a cultural and economic beast for the entire city of Madrid. So here's the billion-dollar question. How did they actually do it? How did they pull off what has to be one of the most complicated construction projects in sports history? Especially while the old stadium was still standing and being used. Let's start with that incredible roof. First, they had to take the old one apart, piece by piece, very carefully. Then came the really heavy stuff. They brought in these monster 800-ton cranes to lift 2 gigantic 176-meter-long steel beams into place. They even had to build brand new support towers with super deep foundations just to hold all that weight. The scale of this is it's hard to wrap your head around. The whole renovation used over 33,000 tons of steel. To give you an idea of what that means, that's about the same weight as 100 Airbus airplanes. It is a truly mind-boggling feat of engineering. But as cool as the roof is, the real showstopper, the stadium's single biggest innovation, is something else entirely. It's a feature that solves a problem most stadiums can't even dream of fixing. How do you protect a perfect multi-million-dollar grass pitch when you want to host, say, a massive rock concert? Their solution is straight out of a science fiction movie. It's a fully retractable pitch. The entire field gets sliced up into sections, moved out on rails, and then lowered into this huge 6-story deep underground bunker. They call it a hypogeum, where the grass is kept in absolutely perfect condition. Now, check out how this actually works. The pitch splits into these long trades. Each one just glides along a set of rails until it gets to a lift. That lift then lowers it deep, deep underground. Down there, all the sections get stacked up in a climate-controlled chamber that has its own special lighting, watering, and heating systems to keep that grass green and perfect for the next match. It's incredible. And this amazing system wasn't just them showing off. They had to do it this way. There was literally no room to just slide the pitch out to the side like some other stadiums do. Why? Well, for one, there's a major city metro line running right underneath the building, and two, the stadium is just squeezed into a really dense, tight part of the city. The only direction they could go was down. So we get to the big one. All this unbelievable technology, all this groundbreaking construction. What did it all cost? And maybe more importantly, is it actually worth it? The final price tag is just jaw-dropping. Over $1 billion. To put that in football terms for you, that's roughly the transfer fee for about 5 Kylian Mbappés. It is a monumental, staggering investment. But here's the thinking behind that number. Yes, the cost is over $1 billion, but the club is projecting that this new, multi-purpose stadium is going to rake in hundreds of millions in brand new revenue every single year. It's a massive long-term bet, one that's designed to keep the club at the top of the financial food chain for decades.
Look, the debate over who the best football club in the world is will probably never end. But when it comes to the world's best stadium, the new Bernabeu might have just ended that conversation for a while. And it leaves all of us with one huge, thought-provoking question. Did Real Madrid just build the blueprint for the future of every major sports venue on the planet?